But after the results, they have denied it and they refused to deal with it. And they said that no, we will not accept the results. We get 60% of the seats in the parliament. And this, we think that the position of the international community has encouraged Israel to, after 4 or 5 months, to arrest us. And we have spent in the prison 3 to 4 years. The main reason for being in the prison that we have shared in the elections and we were in a change and reform which they claim it belongs to Hamas. Because they are considering Hamas as being a terrorist movement. Even though Hamas didn't do any operation outside our land, they are resisting occupation by all means that the international law gives the right to resist occupation by all means. And we do not have any problem with Jewish or Christians or Muslims. The only problem that we have is with the occupation. And after we were released, the 4 of us, I was released at the 1st of June. At the 2nd of June, the police station called me and they have asked me to go out of Jerusalem and gave me an order to leave Israel within 30 days. And if I didn't do so, then I will be living illegal in Jerusalem, even though I was born, and my colleagues also, all of us were born here in Jerusalem. We were here before them. Our fathers, grandfathers have been born here, and we have been here from hundreds of years. And the occupation came to Jerusalem at 1967. So they have to leave, not us. We are the original here. When we get the order, we went to sit with and get meeting with Mr. Mahmoud Abbas, the president of the Palestinian National Authority. We have 2 meetings with him, and he said that he has called the Israeli government and he has sat with the ambassador of USA, and he said that deportation is a red line and he will not permit this deportation to happen. But after 3 or 4 days of this meeting, Mr. Abu Dhair has been arrested behind his home, so we thought that our situation will be the same, we will face the same situation, we will be arrested and then our case will die. For that reason we came to this organization to put our case on the surface of the international community, and all we know that East Jerusalem is an occupied area and it is forbidden and illegal to transfer or deport people who are under occupation from one place to another place. This deportation is very dangerous decision, and we think that it is the most dangerous decision from 1967 to East Jerusalem, because it will open the door to deport thousands of people from East Jerusalem. And we know that this is one of the main objectives of the Israeli occupation, is to empty Jerusalem from Jerusalemites and to bring instead of them Jewish. And we heard about a plan called 2020, 2020. They will bring in this 10 years 1.5 million of the Jewish to East Jerusalem, so they have to deport thousands of people from East Jerusalem to put them instead of us. We have been here for 127 days and we didn't leave this organization. If we leave it, then we will be arrested. And we have called and we have communicated with all the entire world and with all our organizations who are working with the human rights. We have also sent the letters to all the governments, all the presidents, prime ministers, kings, and all the world to hear about our story and help us in our situation. But till now, the movement from the international community are slowly and shyly, hoping that it will become in better and higher level in the future. And we think that we have been here, it is the 5th month here, being here. The international community from the declaration of Israel 1948 have done everything to support Israel for 62 years. They have given support in military, in financially, and economically and politically, but they didn't do anything to the 200 more than 220 decisions and resolutions from the United Nations and other international organizations regarding our Palestinian state. So they are all the time talking about negotiations and peace, but they didn't do anything to force Israel to make this peace with the Palestinians. We still till now under the occupation, and the violation of the international law is keeping going. Every day we are hearing about demolishing homes in East Jerusalem and confiscating land, and they have also revoked residency from thousands of people who are now living in Jerusalem, and they have built a wall which separates East Jerusalem from West Bank, and we have 450,000 settlers now living in the West Bank. They are now have a sovereignty of 40% of our land. Hoping that in the near future the international community could do something, and we know that it is the only way for us is to the international community to interfere and make pressure on the Israeli side to cancel the decision of deportation. Of course, because of this decision, we and our families now are suffering from it, because we have, as I told you, as I mentioned before, 3 to 4 years in the prison. Our children had all thought at the time waiting for us to live all together under one roof and to go and to come back with them. But occupation didn't give us this chance. And after we have been released, then we came to negotiate in this organization. So, for example, my little child is 6 years old, and when he comes every day, he took my hand and he said that, okay, I can understand that when you were in the prison, the door was closed, so you couldn't go out. But now the door is open, and all the people are going out of the door. Why do not go? And he takes my hand and he pulled me here to this gate. I can't, of course, go out, and I can't explain to him because he will not understand. At the end, he comes to cry, and he goes to his mother and saying that you hate us and you do not like to live with us. Why? What have we done for you? This is one of the cases that are happening with us. And for example, my colleague Ahmed, his daughter she's 8 years old, and when she comes here, she's asking him all the time, why we are not living with you as like all our uncles and all the people under one roof. We have been waiting for you years in the prison, and now you are separated from us. Actually, he couldn't answer her because he cannot explain to her the situation here in Jerusalem. And his wife also have been pregnant, and she put before 3 or 4 days. And he couldn't go to the hospital, even though the hospital was far from here, only 500 meters from here. He can go by foot, and he couldn't be there with his wife because, as I mentioned, he will be arrested. This is a little part of our suffering as Palestinians, and this is a little part of suffering in East Jerusalem, in West Bank, and in Gaza Strip, and of course in Gaza Strip, as well we heard about the siege on Gaza Strip. Until now, 1.5 million are suffering from this siege for 3 to 4 years. So where is the international community? Where are the people in the world who are hearing about this? They are all the time supporting Israel, and they didn't do anything for these poor Palestinians who are facing a nuclear weapon country, and they do not have anything to face this country. Finally, thank you again for your coming and for your solidarity, and if you have any question or any explanation, we are ready to answer. And yes, we want to assure that the most delegation that comes to demonstrate with us were from Norway. But many thanks for the people in Norway and also for the people from there.